Welcome to the Scottie and Sylvia show. We are best friends who keep our finger on the pulse of the culture. I'm Scottie Beam.
And I'm Sylvia Obell. And on this show, we talk about it all, from our favorite actors to our favorite affirmations.
From black joy to black drama.
And just a sprinkle of Caucasian chaos every now and again.
Welcome to the Scottie and Sylvia show, where we speak our minds like it's our full-time job and we have fun doing it. I'm Scottie Beam, clearly on God's main line every day because, baby, it is a struggle.
And I'm Sylvia Obell, just on the three-way call.
Trusting
the Lord. Yes, we are. But we are happy to be in the same place at the same
Time
time.
today.
On the couch with you all. I know y'all are excited. I know happy.
Y'all are
Yes,
so happy. I'm in
here.
LA for a little bit.
The Lord keeps bringing her here, don't he? Y'all see that, right? Y'all see how it just seems to be. So how many trips to LA has it been this year for you?
I don't know. I can't even count it
It's
anymore.
giving bi-coastal.
Okay, fine. I'll give you that.
Well, let's get into this week's episode. Hey, friend.
Hey, boo.
We have been...
Sylvia. Babe, you have been
I'm about to
globe-trotting. You should have used the globe-trotting.
I just realized
Journalist.
I just came for her about her being in LA all the time. I haven't been in LA until this week.
Right.
It feels like, honestly, but some of that's your fault. I feel like we've been traveling with each other. I mean, like, we're just
Oh,
out and
okay.
about.
So wait,
Yeah,
what's my fault?
Fault was crazy. It was, I've been with her.
Yes.
Like, in the sense that we were in New Orleans. We all heard that story already.
Yes.
Then I went home.
Yes.
We knew that. Went to Philly to see Beyonce. Then I came back to LA for a wedding.
Yes.
And we flew to DC to do Broccoli City.
Yes, we did. We've been together like every weekend.
Every weekend for like the past at least month at this point.
Because God knew.
God, by her side, that's where we've been.
God knew. God said, I got to get Sylvia here.
I
need her by her side every weekend. Because jail will keep me in this bitch for the weekend. So she is here for the weekend so that I can be here. So thank you, Sylvia, for my freedom.
You're welcome, babe.
I appreciate that.
And what I love about when we get to just spend like relaxed time, because so much of our time has been turn up time.
Yeah.
But this past weekend, we had some turn up.
We did have some turn up.
And then we had some just rest in the house.
Yeah.
And we love to watch TV.
We that's all. Listen, that's me and Sylvia's love language. We will sit and watch some TV, child. We will rewatch some things and we'll watch some new things. Well, she'll have me watch some new things.
Yes, I mean, and every now and then you come up. Well, Scottie will watch old things like the new things, but we'll get to that.
I will.
But on the new side of it all, I have really been enjoying Survival of the Thickest.
Oh my God!
On Netflix.
Finished it in a day.
I have not enjoyed a comedy, an original comedy from Netflix like this in a long time. And I mean, Michelle Buteau, who we've interviewed.
Yeah.
And it's great. Tone Bell. I love seeing Garcelle.
Tone Bell.
Come on. Yeah, Tone.
Let's just,
you know what?
Yeah,
I skipped past that. You're right.
Stop.
He deserves
him.
He deserves a
Tone
pause.
Bell.
Maybe a pregnant pause if you're lucky.
A very pregnant pause. Pregnant and have your baby twice. Pause. It'll happen. Just say the word, Tom. Say it. So yeah, tell me who else?
No, because when I was thinking of listening to my favorite things, I almost just put a graph, just a foursquare of his photos. Because woo,
baby,
man, how has he not been on TV more often?
Right.
Y'all been tripping. Garcelle, like I said, Fancy,
Garcelle.
We loved it, and I loved her role.
Tasha Smith. Is it Tasha Smith?
Yes, Tasha Smith.
Tasha Smith.
So there's so many, as you know, as black women, we all know so many Tashas.
First of all, I thought Tasha Mack. That was my
me
first
too.
one. I said Tasha Mack,
Me
but I
too.
said the game.
No, I said, no, wrong one.
That's the wrong
Tasha
one.
Mack always comes to mind first. Shout out
She's
to
one
Wendy
of, she's one of
Raquel.
the supreme Tashas. If
Honestly.
we gotta say top 5 Tashas,
Absolutely.
She's like
top
two.
two. And
Yeah,
she's not two.
Tasha Mack. You're right. You're right about it.
But we love Tasha. I almost said
Tasha
Mack
Smith.
again. We love Tasha
Tasha
Smith.
Smith.
And she was hilarious in this.
Boom. Yeah.
You're still quoting Tasha Mack.
No, I'm quoting Tasha Smith
from Why Did I Get Married? Boom. Yeah, no, she was crazy. She was a trip in that.
That's also one of my favorite movies.
Listen, that
good.
dinner
It's good
scene had me traumatized. I haven't been to a cabin in the woods since. I saw that film. home. But no, love Survival of the Thickest. Love their friendship.
Yes.
Michelle's character and Tone and basically Michelle. What's her character?
Platonic
Friendships. I'm
between men and women exist.
As somebody who has homeboys, I have one or two Khalils in my life. One of them has been live texting, watching this show. He wants writers' names. I won't give his name here on this platform.
Also, will say men that we have not slept with. So
yes, because that's the relationship between Khalil and Mavis.
It is Caribbean. That's why I said
Mavis. Yeah, she her Caribbean mama when they went to church, and her mom prayed for her side, for her casual buddy to go away. First of all, her mother finding her and her fuck buddy in the bedroom when she came to take her to church was crazy.
It was insane.
I would have jumped out the window myself. Like, I would have, when she came out, I said, girl, why would you do that?
First of all, it's the fact that he came with them to the church because nobody's mother would say, you are not invited. Go home.
No,
I don't even know you.
She said, y'all both need the prayer. My mom would have done that. No, my mom would have invited him.
You're right.
She would have.
You're right.
So, but then to pray him away right in front of his face was crazy.
That was insane.
That's the kind of rudeness.
But that is a Caribbean.
Of a Caribbean. It's a special spice. But yes, so I've loved Survival of the Thickest. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Shout out to our friend Jasmine Lawson, who was an exec on that show. You guys really did the work. Getting black storylines like this on television is never easy, especially comedy and all of these things. So kudos to y'all.
Good job. And you've been watching The Bear.
The Bear, yes. I know I'm not alone. I'm alone on this couch, but I'm not alone in the public. The Emmy Award-winning show, The Bear. There's only there's like 3 black characters in it. Yes. But I love it. It's so good. Now I don't understand why they keep calling it a comedy. It's dark. Okay. Maybe it's because it's 30 minutes. I mean, it's not an hour-long drama. Yeah. We need to find a new category for that, though, because that show is all up taking up space in the comedy categories for no reason. I'm not laughing, haha. Yeah. Like, if anything, it's so introspective. It's like, I think if you're into like character arcs and like how people got to be who they are and how their minds work and like the stress of like building a restaurant and all of those things, like it's in like mental health and how it impacts family dynamics and stuff like that. Like, I love the deep dive into that. I think the first season I kind of just watched because it was like there was nothing really else on at the time, and I was like, and I liked it. It swept at the. I mean, like it became a critical hit in a way that I didn't see coming. But this season 2, I love the way each episode goes into a character, one of the people from the restaurant's lives,
so that you can understand them better.
So you can understand them better, but also as a result, understand the main character better. Like Carmi, played by Jeremy, I forget Jeremy's last name, but old boy from Shameless, those who know, he is the main character, but he actually probably had his scenes are less this season. But we are learning so much more about him through the people in his life and seeing like how they impact who he is. And I just think the writing is just really good on that Bear. Okay. And so, but it's definitely like you have to pay attention show. It's not a show for multitaskers. It's not a show if you're like in the kitchen trying to do something else. If you're on your phone watching, like you have to pay attention because all of the gems are not like movement. They're the words. Right. So it's like you really have to pay attention, I think. But it's beautiful storytelling.
Yeah, I think that's where they messed me up a little bit. People were telling me that it was funny. And so the first, I'm on episode.
People were telling you it was funny?
People told me it was funny. And it's like, this is us.
This is us.
That's what people were saying. So when I turned it on, the season 1, episode 1, I'm like, okay, you got to give it time. I'm on episode 2, and I'm like, nothing has made me even chuckle.
No, I don't think it's a comedy.
So that's where.
But that's what they say though.
But I'm definitely going to tune in. I'm going to watch it for real.
Okay.
Sylvia, for real.
All right.
I mean, because guess what? We ain't got nothing else coming up.
You right about it.
It's a whole strike, honey.
There's a whole strike going on.
P-Valley gone. Euphoria ain't coming back till the rapture. We ain't seeing.
And when she says gone, she means that they are stuck in production because nobody can work right now. Nobody can write right now. So all of our favorite shows that we are waiting for are on hold because of the actors and writers strike. And if you're not part of these unions, you may be a little confused about what the hell is going on right now. So we want to get into it a little bit.
Yes.
So let's go on ahead and
to help you understand and help also me understand, and people who like me are like, please.
I just want my TV show.
Don't leave me out here in the cold. I need things to watch. So yes, let's get into it.
Okay. So the WGA, which is the Writers Guild of America, went on strike in May. And then just a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, the SAG, which are the actors guild, followed suit. And this is the first time both of them have been on strike since 1960. The writers have gone on strike separately, but never the actors have had to join in.
Right.
So this is really a pivotal moment that, like, is the first in a lot of our lifetimes. Like, a lot of us have never seen this before. The unions represent over 170,000 entertainment professionals. And the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers represents streamers like Disney, Netflix, Amazon, Paramount, all of that. I think Francesca Ramsey, shout out to Francesca, she summarized what's going on really well on Twitter. So I'm going to use her bullet notes. Thanks, girl, for the guys.
She said you're going to get this information.
She was like, listen, basically what's happening is it's a dispute over fair compensation. So, aka like residual pay for streaming.
Yeah.
They're trying to also improve healthcare and pensions because to qualify for healthcare, you have to earn over $26,000 annually. And this might be a surprise to some of you at home, but only 87% of working actors do not qualify. 87% of them do not make over $26,000 a year. 26,000.
Yes.
Actors.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of times when we see actors on strike, you're thinking about your favorite leads. You're thinking about the people who are on stage getting all these awards, like in Succession,
right? Or
Sex and the City.
But y'all not thinking about Policeman number 2,
right?
Y'all not thinking about Lawyer number 3. You know what I'm saying?
All the girls in Law and Order SVU,
right?
That have just had to given their all in that dramatic scene.
Right.
All of this, it's a ton of actors. And I saw even a great meme where they were like, how many people are on the show Friends? 7 or 560? Like, it's like you're not realizing, like, there's just a lot of...
There's a lot of actors. There's a lot of actors that you don't know their names to, but they are also working actors who are also struggling.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's important.
That's important. And so, basically, during the strike, actors are now, who are part of SAG, because that's the thing, not everybody's a part of these guilds, but the actors who are part of SAG have to, which includes stunt people, hosts, voiceovers, some journalists, and even some reality TV personalities and influencers. I think we should take this moment to say we are not SAG.
Yes.
Like, like it's important.
But
to know.
I support.
And it's not big, like we just haven't gotten there yet. Shout out to y'all who are SAG, but like we're not SAG yet. But we stand in solidarity.
Amen.
You know what I mean? With our friends who are going through this. But yeah, so basically during this time, they have to refrain from interviews, tours, podcast interviews that are promoting their work. The cast of Oppenheimer, I believe, walked off the red carpet because the strike happened right during their premiere.
What? Oh, word. All right. She
heard
got
you
off that red carpet.
They left
quickly.
And I think, to me, that's great because as much as I know, and those of us like in arts know how much the writers play a role.
Yeah.
The actors get the press.
Yeah.
And so I think them joining in has to happen because these streamers, they're trying to wait them out.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, like, Forbes estimates that the shutdown costs about $150 million per week. $150 million per week. So it's the fact that these streaming sites, these networks, whatever, can afford $150 million per week. And not all they're asking for, but these are things that are super, like, this is necessary for people to survive.
Right.
For people in this, Actors Guild to survive. So I just don't understand, and writers to survive. So yeah, I think, just think, and then when we talking about like people we know, like P Valley, okay?
Yes.
Brandy Evans, who plays Mercedes. Residual checks from the show. $3.99.
Crazy.
$4.67.
Wild.
She got a check for a cent. Do you know how crazy it is to get a check for your work?
For 1 cent.
1 cent.
Residual, 1 cent. Even Kendrick Sampson said something about how he got 50 checks and they all equal to like $8 and some change. That's why. I mean, 80-something dollars.
And what's crazy is this whole time I'm thinking the actors is living off of the residual checks. I'm like, oh, they get residual checks all the time. They're making this money.
Yeah.
Right. So it's so important that they're showing. That's why we always say it's important for you to show how much you're getting paid. Tell people who are, you're in the industry with how much you're getting paid, what it is that you're getting paid from. You know what I'm saying? So this is important. That hit a chord.
That hit
on
the
Twitter.
Chord.
Twitter people was like, wait,
hold
on.
on. Because you one of the stars of the show. You're not even like stripper number 4 on P-Valley. You are Mercedes Experience.
Right.
And you're making how much? And like literally.
She is risking her life on that pole every day. For you to pay $3.99.
Her fictional character is making more money than her.
Honey, ain't gonna happen.
In Chuckaloosa?
Right.
It's crazy.
I will literally. Chuckaloosa.
In Chuckaloosa, making more money than Brandy Evans in Hollywood is crazy.
Even with your mama stealing all your money, she's still making more than Brandy Evans. That's what I'm saying.
And I think a lot of that is because I think there was a time where residual checks did equal more money, but it was because it was cable.
Yeah.
And so a lot of this is about the disconnect when much TV switched from cable and networks, and we all cut the cord to go into these streaming apps because the business models are set up differently. It's kind of fucked people over in a way that I don't think a lot of us realize until they start speaking up about it.
Yeah.
And so, and I think even for the writers, for example, even WGA member Alex O'Keefe, he was a writer on The Bear, which won a few Emmys, and he says his salary was just $43,000 for writing an Emmy-winning nominated show for Hulu. And most writers are being paid minimum pay for fewer weeks, for fewer numbers of episodes. Because if you remember, like, back in the day, your favorite shows started in the fall, and they ended in the spring, and they came on every week. Now, shows come out, and you get 8-10 episodes all at once, or maybe for 8 weeks to 10 weeks, and then that's it.
Right.
And most people, it's hard to book more than one show as a writer.
Right. To
be in more than one writer's room. So that means at most, like, if you're lucky and get 2 shows in 1 year, you're still not making even 6 figures.
These niggas are doing 5 beats a days for 3 summers. These niggas are writing their asses off. I'm serious.
No, I know.
It's insane. $43,000
for writing
an award-winning show. I should get $1 million per award.
So I'm saying the people making the most off these shows are the people in the offices who are not on set every day creating the work.
Right. Who do absolutely nothing but say, green light. Yes. No. That's it.
Let's go do lunch. Golf.
Too many niggas. Right. Things like that. They're saying. But then so that's why Fran, and I think it's very, it's just amazing that she's like the president.
Fran Drescher, a.k.a. the nanny.
I don't know how she got here, but congrats, sis.
I think there's an election process.
Oh, I don't know how. I don't know how you got there,
Union presidents, but
you made it. That's all right. But she was just like, you can't change the business model without changing the contract, which is insane to me. If the industry evolves, why doesn't the rate evolve?
Yeah.
Like,
or how
the
you
money
break
being
up the rate.
paid
Yeah.
is not evolving, but everything else around you is evolving. It's insane to me.
And they're struggling on all ends. That's why we're seeing HBO Max turn into Max, turn into this, turn into that. We're seeing Discover and Paramount, and now Showtime is on Paramount Plus.
Right.
Like, they don't know, like, they're trying to keep up with technology, and it's not going well. And so...
And they put Fran's whole speech on the ether beat.
When she heard
speech.
What Bob and them had to say about these actors can just go home, we'll wait till they run out of money. She said, have you lost your damn mind?
But I'm happy that he said that because now they get to see how what they think of them.
Yeah.
There's no honor in what they think of you. So I'm just happy that they are now showing their true colors. And you'll get to see, and you hear more statements as I guess this goes on. You will know how they really feel about your ass.
And how long they take. That'll show it too, because you're really going to let all these people have to go without money while you sit on your Greek island this summer. It's crazy. So it's going to be really interesting to see. And it's also going to be interesting to see how this strike, this historic strike, impacts the business even further. Because now, like, this strike is because of business change, but now when everybody being on strike for who knows how long, right? Like, what's that going to do for progress? You know, we always go back to black here on this show.
I was wondering when you going to get there.
We always go back to black.
Right.
And my biggest concern also is, like, so much of the progress of this, whatever you want to call the black renaissance of TV this time around. Like, we had it in the 90s with UPN and all of that stuff, and then we saw it go away. I talked about this some on See It Loud, which I realized I have not spoken about on here. CNN docuseries that I am one of the talking heads on. It's been airing on Sundays. You can catch it every Sunday. I think there's a couple more episodes. Or if you have CNN, you can catch it on demand. But it's about the history of black television. And in one of the episodes, we were talking about how one of the things that makes where we are at in black television now versus in the past is ownership and distribution. Like, not just that we have a showrunner who has this one show on this one network, but that Oprah owns the network.
Right.
That Tyler Perry is trying to own the network. Or that, like, Shondaland and Ava DuVernay have these huge production companies that are, like, making them the head of it. Like, we are getting on the back end of the business. And what I'm really hoping is that this doesn't, well, it's going to slow down Hollywood in general. I'm just hoping that Hollywood slowdown doesn't further push back black narratives and stories on television, because we already know how pay gaps work just based off of race alone.
Right.
I know which actors between the black and the white ones are going to be able to have the help to withstand this strike more than others. Some of us, when we get laid off, it means that, I got to ask mom and dad for help. That's a privilege. Some of us, when we get laid off, mean, now I can't even help my mom and dad. That's where a lot of people of color are at often. So what's going to push you to have to take a side job or leave your dream job of being an actor, or, like, give up on your dream? Having to pay the bills for not just yourself, but your family. And so I'm really concerned about black Hollywood and the actors and the talent that are coming up right now, and how many of them are going to lose in the midst of this fight because they couldn't go that long without being paid.
Yep. And that was my question. I have not yet answered for myself. I'm very I'm very scared of that.
Yeah.
And I'm also scared how it's going to be received amongst other people. You know, where my resources can't last.
Yeah.
And now I don't know what to do, because if I do what my profession is, or try to do something in my profession, I'm going to get
kicked out of the union.
Kicked out of
I don't
the
know
union.
if they can.
But it's also how people see you. And I get it. No is a no. Boycott. Doing it. Strike. Understand. I just want to understand how people with no resources, or little to no resources, are going to withstand this. And I hope they do. And I hope that there are some GoFundMes. I hope people are putting some programs in process for these black actors and black producers, directors, everybody to succeed and also to survive. I need them to survive
all of this.
Right. So that's what I hope there are some things put in place. I'm pretty sure there are, especially amongst, like, you know, the higher ups of the black producers and directors and people like that. I'm sure that exists, but I need more. I want to see more. And that's all I hope. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm with the strike.
Because the strike is, because also what they're being paid is not sustainable. So that's the whole thing. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
They're not going to be able to. So my
negative.
bigger concern is not even them breaking strike and acting. It's more so like them, like, having to go into banking. I don't know, but like leaving the industry.
Having to leave the industry, sure, but then, like, returning back into your industry and not having anything, or you know what I'm saying, or trying to do things within your profession and then being looked, given the side eye. It's tough. This is going to be tough to navigate, and I just really hope you guys band together and able to keep, like, united in this front. I'm talking about black people. Much respect to the whites, but much respect to everybody in the union. But I'm saying to the black people, I hope y'all are banding together and finding resources for each other so that y'all can withstand this. And that's what my hope is.
Yeah.
Amongst everything else. It's great.
Yeah,
Again.
and I think one of the pros to this, there's not many, but one of the pros to this is that now student and indie films can be made, right?
Right.
And like, so there are exceptions.
There are ways
that the SAG, the guilds have made for people to be able to still create those who need it the most. And I think that it was great. Somebody on Twitter had said like, "Hey, young like student filmmakers,
This your moment.
This your moment,
This
baby.
your moment, baby.
Take advantage.
Get into it.
Because if you have a film that's less than $50K,
You might have Viola Davis up in your film, girl.
She ain't got nothing else to do.
Call her up.
She might say, "Hey, I need to sharpen my keep my tools sharp
Okay.
during this strike. Make sure that my cry still hits when the strike is
That
over.
booger still sits.
Make sure that I can still snot on
Hello?
notice, on a moment's notice."
So that is really good. That and, smaller streamers. First of all, the way that Tubi is about to show their fucking ass, the way that these creators, the pros, I'm saying the pros, because you said pros. Now I'm here.
Yes.
I love me a low-budget film.
Yes, she does.
Not too much. Okay. I love me a low-budget film. Okay. I love me a little, the side piece hit the lotto featuring Pokey Bear.
Real?
It is a real movie. I love it.
Sorry, what's it called?
My side piece hit the lotto. People know about it. Ask people up in South Carolina or somewhere else. They know it's there. Mama D was in it. Ooh, that'll get you to watch. Shout out to Mama D.
Mama D from Love
Mama
and
D
Hip Hop.
is she in the SAG?
Scrappy's mama.
Scrappy's mama. I don't even think she's in SAG, so we might see some productions
I don't think she's
with my
in
girl
SAG.
in there.
I don't think I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure Mama D's not.
So I'm gonna get Mama
she
D.
get on my nerve.
Mama D. I'm saying, so if you're into watching low budget films like I am,
Now's your time.
now is your time,
It's
baby.
their
Shine
time,
bright.
too.
Because right here on this podcast, right here, I'm gonna say your name. All right. And they have to be what? The budgets have to be short films can be under
short films.
$50K.
It could be short films or films under $50K.
Baby, we are covered.
If Tubi's good.
We're good to go on Tubi. I can't wait. I'm excited about that.
And I think those of us who are going to run out of things to watch, we might find ourselves having to go on over to Tubi.
And we going to have Tubi parties where we're going to sit and watch.
Oh, Lord, let
these
the strike
low
not be
budget
long,
films.
Jesus. Please, hear our prayer. Bring them back, God,
Because
Heavenly Father.
I can't wait to show the world what you guys have been creating. All right?
All right.
That's first. And then also the reality stars.
Now, the unscripted, this is also normally a time where unscripted pops up. Because the last strike, it wasn't a joint strike. It was just the Writers Guild. When they went on strike, it was at the peak. Desperate Housewives was at its peak. It was in 2007.
Yes.
And they filled the hole with it for saying, let's do Reality Housewives. And a little thing called the Real Housewives franchise on Bravo was created. And now we're all addicted for life. It started all because of the writer's strike in 2007. Andy Cohen has gone on the record saying that. And so I'm also curious to see how unscripted evolves and takes over during this time. Like, and here's the thing.
But they were talking about unionizing.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Because here's the thing. I think a lot of people are aware that that's a loophole that the networks may try to use to fill this time. And so now Bethany Frankel, number one troublemaker from Real Housewives of New York, OG, who's no longer even on the show, is trying to organize the Housewives.
Yes, she is.
Can you imagine the Housewives organizing for something positive?
No. But
they're trying to organize to maybe see if they will join the strike, perhaps, or get some rights of their own.
And that would shake. Listen, that would shake the world up, child. That would
because
shake
you
it up.
take away my reality TV and my scripted, we're running up.
If Robin
on
Dixon
the offices
doesn't have to sell her bedazzled hats anymore for this strike, if she literally can say, you know what, I'm going on a strike because I don't want to sell these hats anymore. That would be amazing. These girls and some of the products that they're selling, it shouldn't happen right now, but they need to. They have to. Kenya Moore hair care. No one has bought a bottle. Not a person. But baby girl don't have to do that if they do the strike and they get what they need from these damn networks.
These networks.
And that's all I'm saying. Bravo and all them. They could pay them more, and maybe
we wouldn't have to have all these
put Kenya Moore hair care behind her.
Maybe she by Sheree's website will work at all times.
Maybe, yeah.
Or maybe we could just take it down altogether.
Not just 9 to 1 on Mondays.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Come on.
give her more.
Let's be accurate.
Guess who's gonna keep working though? Candy.
Candy
gonna keep a job.
Candy said, I don't care. But yeah, so in reality, they're trying to say, we know what happened last time.
Right.
Maybe we should get on this too.
Yeah.
I hear Broadway was talking about it. I think they just averted a strike.
Oh, man.
But they averted it this time. But like, who knows how long that may continue.
They need to go on strike too. But I love Broadway.
Oh, man. And even UPS workers are striking. It's the year of the strike, baby. Podcasters, please, let's just.
Well, hey.
We just got back. Please.
You're right.
We just got back. Okay.
I was just about to Angela Davis this. Right. We can walk off right now.
Relax.
Yeah, you're right.
We are owned by a black. We are helping Black Hollywood right now. Issa needs us.
More than ever right now.
More than ever.
So you're right. Okay, you get it. But I wish some of y'all can go on strike though. Some podcasts, especially male podcasters, we can get y'all
you know what?
to also strike against whatever it is. Come up with it yourself because you are delusional. So you can just literally come up with any strike you want and maybe stop talking. So yes, that's that. What else we're gonna do? And
I just want to know why y'all favorite is like this. Like, why is she?
No. I'm just saying, if a person could go on strike in the podcast,
if we had to choose,
if I had to choose,
like if you just had to
a certain
pick one out,
demographic, it would be
male
men with microphones.
Unscripted usually booms right now during strikes.
Yes.
If you could bring any reality show to life while we were awaiting our favorite shows coming back, what would it be?
I would bring, what was it? Charm School?
With Monique.
But, hear me out.
Oh.
First, in reverse, we get the boomers.
Anti-respectability politics.
And do anti-respectability politics. And then we get Sexy Red. We get Pound Town, just left Pound Town. That would literally be like the allegiance.
Because what I'm thinking of is when Ayanla made Hazel read her lyrics to Harriet Tubman or somebody's photo on Fix My Life. You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
She was like, how did you feel if they heard these songs? So what you're saying is now you want the boomers, the Ayanlas,
bring
to recite.
Monique needs to be a student.
To recite ratchet lyrics. Like, but coochie pink.
My booty hole brown. If we could say it in unison.
Just left Pound Town.
Absolutely. And then learn, anti-respectability politics and why they've been conditioned to follow this way for so long. I think it would be a great, great show. We should all get Monique.
Ayanla.
We got to get Ayanla. First, I want her to sit in the front. And I love Ayanla. I really do.
She's a good time.
Good time. But we need all the girls that don't want us to wear bonnets at the airport.
I guess that you're going to make them get on planes with their scarves on.
With their scarves on.
Go outside the house without it.
Absolutely, 100%. We have them do these things.
Twerk lessons.
To break the generational curse. So that these boomers can start living their life they want to live.
Because guess what? Because here's the thing we all figured out.
Mm-hmm.
They going to hate us anyway.
That's facts.
All respectability politics was to make white people like us more.
Right.
And I'm like, these same white people who are storming the Capitol,
yes,
we care about how they think we look.
Exactly.
They don't give a damn how we think they look.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's just be who we were going to be. Because they going to do what they was going to do anyway.
Right. And that's all I'm asking.
So Charm
School.
That's
because I love that show.
And Meg Thee Stallion can be the host.
Yes.
Carisha.
Everybody practices. Everybody
Cardi.
also right. Carisha. We would get Ice Spice. I want all the girls. Lotto.
Ice Spice.
I love.
Could just keep giving us the raps that she does. You know?
I want all the girls to come and explain
to them. I just want the personality.
I
don't know
what's going on.
Yeah.
And what's happening, so that they get all perspectives from all different types of Gen Z babies and also millennials who say fuck it, you know, who have decided to say I'm going against this respectability politics thing as hard as it is. I'm just going to say fuck it to that. So yeah, that's really one. Zeus Network, I'm afraid of y'all. I am terrified. I don't even know what's about to happen.
I don't even know what channel to find Zeus on, and I don't want to know.
And I don't know either. But what I do know is on Twitter, somehow it finds its way and it's in my algorithm.
Yeah.
And I am terrified. So
yep.
Let's come up with some other ways, if we can. Let's do a reality show on black men going to therapy on their own. By themselves, like when they came up with it by themselves, without a black woman making them go.
Like couples therapy, but just for men.
But for men.
And we just get to watch.
And we get to watch.
And learn, maybe.
And then we get to watch.
Some insight
we get to watch
on what's happening in there is all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Whether it makes sense or not, just understanding a bit more.
But it'll make great television. And that's what I'm saying. We need to start doing some things.
You know what I would like to get back? Even if it's not a reboot, I would like y'all to put old episodes of Making the Band on streaming.
Oh, my God.
Please. I want to see the band. I want to see Dylon, and Dylon. I want to see Diddy put Dandy Kane together and then break them apart. Oh, that hurt my heart. Still to this day, I want to see Day 26 have R&B battles
that was
against each other in white beaters and fucking basketball shorts.
But it's how serious we thought this battle was.
A freestyle rap, a freestyle sing-off, end of the road, Boys to Men.
Although
we go!
And I was screaming like, this is it!
To the end.
Yes!
Oh! It was ridiculous. But shout out to the graphics effects editor
TV.
Because you put the lights and the pops right at the right spots.
Right. And that's I do want them to bring that back. Like, I also want them to bring back, I know, maybe a bit controversial, whatever, but it was great TV. Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown show.
Well, now how are they going to do that?
No, not bring them back. Because you can't.
You about to say
you can't.
Hologram.
But that love right there, if we could just put it back on a network, that love right there. Although toxic, sure. And shut the fuck up, because y'all are watching this child and the other blue man sit here and have relations and go back and forth and do.
And the other blue man.
Whatever her name is. The child, the girl who's pregnant.
Oh, Christian.
Yeah, y'all having her, crustacean, all of them come together and see all this toxic shit. But I want to see that episode. It works for me. It works for me.
It works for me.
They
had a lot of fun.
I
know they had a lot of tears, but they had a lot of fun too.
I just want to see the fun parts. I like to see the fun parts. But yeah, that would be something that I'm interested in watching.
But
I
you
really
know,
like it.
I love that we're talking about reality shows that we used to love, that we would love to get episodes back on, because that kind of moves us perfectly into our next segment.
Right.
Spin the block.
Because one thing I'm going to do with shows.
Only with shows.
Only. Can we all say it together?
We're only spinning the block on television shows. Let's say it again because I said the wrong camera. We're only spinning the block with television shows.
Only.
These niggas.
One time.
Strike one, you're out.
Around the block. Once. One time.
But yeah, let's move on to our segment. Spin the block, baby. Okay, we can move on.
We can go.
Okay. So during our spin the block segment, we're returning to a simpler time, and we're going to reflect on some of the TV shows that brought us comfort.
Yes.
Whether it was because we cried, laughed, coped, feel all the feels. Because if there's one thing this strike is going to make us do, it's rewatch shows. Go back and watch some old shows. We did this during the pandemic, so we're not too rusty to what we have to do when there's no new content coming out. So my question is, while we await for new new episodes of our favorite TV shows, what shows have you been spinning the block on and want to?
First of all, Sylvia, you know me. Mm-hmm. I will spin the block around any show. I literally watch every show
over and over again. Maybe nobody has. Well, no, a lot of y'all rewatch The Office like crazy, but this one,
no. Yeah,
this one,
there's no one on this earth, and you can really fight me on this. There's no one on this earth that has watched The Office more than I have. Nobody. I know everybody who works behind the scenes and act on the stage. Everyone. I know everybody. I've read all the credits. So yes, that's that. But that's my sleep show. That's to get me to go to sleep. I'm watching Insecure.
I am too. I have been rewatching Insecure as well.
I'm on my third time.
Your third time doing what?
I'm on my third. Since it came to Netflix, I'm on my third watch.
You're on season 3?
No, third watch of the full seasons from 1 to what? 5, 4?
So you watched the series. You tell me you've watched the whole series 3 times in the few weeks it's been on Netflix?
It hasn't been a few weeks.
It's been barely a month.
Like a month.
Barely.
And if you
and
take
we've been
that
away
time,
every weekend.
Right. But if you take that time when you're in the hotel, do you understand? I watch when I have like small
Any moment
moments.
of time.
Yes. I watch in the hotel when I'm getting dressed. I watch on the train when I go to DC. I'm watching in those small moments because I need to finish it so that I can start all over again.
I understand the rush for that.
Right. Because when it's like watching it for the first time sometimes.
I have been enjoying binging it though, because for me, I'm on my first binge of it. I think at the end of season 3, about to be season 4. But I love binging shows for the first time that I didn't get to binge before. Like Insecure came out every week.
Right.
The seasons came out every year.
Right.
So like I've never really got to watch them all back to back to back to back the way you do when you binge.
Right.
And so I think even that context sometimes shows how much like I would have liked this season way more if the next season started right after it. Or, I think I would have been on path with it if I knew everything that was going to happen quicker. Like, I think it gives you different sensations.
Yeah.
And so I really have been enjoying being able to just go through all the madness back to back with no breaks.
I got to, don't shoot me for this.
Uh-oh.
Got to really understand maybe a little bit, Molly. Just a little bit more.
You got to understand me?
Just a little bit.
Because when you see the madness back to back, you see the evolution, girl.
Right.
I'm not mad at you for saying this.
Right.
I do think that Molly, we gave the girl a hard time. And not that she didn't deserve some of it.
Right.
But.
Because we got to sit on our feelings when those seasons ended. And I think they intensified as the time went on. Where we were like, hey, we are waiting for the season. And also, I want to beat Molly's ass. I think it intensified as the months went. But when you watch it all together and you're like, Molly self-discovery was beating
she was
her
on a journey.
Ass, child.
Life was whooping that ass.
Life
Molly.
was whooping her ass.
Especially with the men.
Especially with the men, but I think with how she's viewed through Issa's eyes.
Yeah. Because, and
that's her love. I know, it's supposed to be about men and things, and it is.
But the friendship, they say,
how your friend views you sometimes can really fuck you up a bit, because you want them to look up to you, love you, and admire, and it's the same thing with any relationship. But when Issa was saying some crazy shit.
Yeah, I think it's also
passively.
You get to see Issa back to back too. Sometimes you forget the stuff Issa was doing.
Right.
It's like, oh, girl.
Like, Issa, why would you say that?
Why would you say that to her? Why would you bring that up?
Right. So it'd be one of those moments. So I'm having fun with watching Insecure.
I think
Jay is fine. I mean,
J.R. Ellis.
Lawrence, you forget.
Lawrence. I haven't forgotten.
I did. I said, wow. That's a good-looking man.
That is a good-looking man.
Jesus.
Daniel is a good-looking man as well.
Very good-looking man.
Daniel. I also feel like I got more sympathy for Daniel on my rewatch. Just because Issa kept discarding this Negro, and then he would pick her back up. Imagine telling him that you were just an itch you needed to scratch, and then showing up at that man's door to sleep on his couch for months after you told him he was an itch you needed to scratch.
Right.
And then you tell him that you feel a way about him still dating while you're living with him, only to say that, you know what, I think I can't do this while he's going down on you.
That's crazy, because that would have never happened.
Because
in the history of niggerdom, would you ever say, hey,
why you stop? That's the conversation for after.
Right. We're going to talk about that later.
And then we're not going to talk about, because that also pissed me off, how much she overreacted on that oral sex episode.
Thank you.
I mean, I felt it the first time too, but seeing it back again pissed me off. All of them, their whole conversation about giving head. I said, y'all are making us look crazy. That's the only time I felt that Insecure made us look crazy. And Issa, you can come on this here show and we can talk about it if you would like.
That was crazy.
Because I got questions.
Right.
I got some questions about why y'all was acting like that.
It wasn't a big
but
deal.
There was nothing.
That was
I laughed. I was on the plane when I saw that episode. And the way I screamed on that
funny.
Delta flight.
That's
ooh,
funny.
Comedy.
I don't understand how like that became a thing. But like Issa doesn't give me Gok Gok 3000 anyway. So it's
Issa D.
Issa D. Girl, Issa Rae, I don't know what you're doing there, girl. But you got the ring, so
Just want to be clear.
okay, but Issa D don't give me Gok Gok. Gok Gok 3000.
I hate you for referring to it as Gaga.
A Gok-Goker. I don't see her as that.
Oh.
So I get it, the overreaction from somebody like that. Then somebody, I bet you Molly would have handled that shit like a champ.
Molly said she only does it reciprocal. She said, if you do it for me, I'll do it for you. That was her
Facts.
take. Natasha
I get it.
said something. I mean, Kelly's character said something crazy, I'm
Right.
sure. The only one who said that she loves it and that's why she was the one who's married was Tiffany.
Right.
Tiffany was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I could teach the class.
Right.
And you know what? I think I believe Tiffany's character on the show because she's like that girl, you know.
Did you say character?
Because I don't want to be
I know.
I don't want to be
But
confused that we're talking about the
Tiffany.
actors.
We said I believe Tiffany.
I'm just covering. I just wanted to be double and triple sure.
Okay, well, wait. What are you watching?
Okay, well, no, yes.
Let's
So
get to
I will
that.
say that. So, yes, so there's things in Insecure that you pick up on the rewatch that I've really been enjoying. And so, yes. And then I think I've been rewatching Scandal.
Oof, baby.
Which is another show that I have not watched Scandal since it went off air.
Same.
And Scandal is another show that we weren't able to binge. And it was also a show that I was watching. Like, it was the first show we were live tweeting.
Right.
Like, that's where, like, initially a lot of my followers came from live tweeting Scandal. It was like appointment television, TGIT, Shondaland. And so to be able to just watch it all happen straight through, like, quicker, and, like, the mysteries, like, keep track. Like, you know, you're like, oh, and you know what's going to happen. You're seeing, like, oh, I know this person dies in this season.
Right.
Here were the mistakes they made. Or,
Right.
oh, I know Papa Pope framed such and such. Here's where he started. Or, like, you know, just, oh, Liv and Fitz, always been annoying. That's not going to change. But I see
Papa Pope has
where,
such
you know,
BD.
knowing, like, I think knowing the ending of things, and I'm not shouting out the endings in case people haven't seen Scandal. But I mean, at that point, that's a crazy thing to say you spoil Scandal for me all these years later.
Facts.
But, like, I guess I'll say, like, knowing that Olivia and Fitz end up together in the end makes me give them a lot more grace while rewatching. You know what I mean? Or
okay.
knowing that Quinn ends up becoming part of B613 for a second makes me watch being like, how did she evolve from the girl that they brought into this because she was part of the initial hacking scheme of the election to becoming this killer? Like, it's kind of like you get to Cyrus and his husband and, like, how did they dissolve? Like,
Cyrus was stressed,
ooh,
baby.
Cyrus.
Baby, Cyrus, honey.
First of all, that actor did that. All the actors have done that.
Yes,
but
they really put on their acting hat for that.
But yeah, no, Cyrus, baby, I ain't never
With
seen
that
a white
wrinkled
man so
white
stressed.
T-shirt, that boy was stressed.
He be at home arguing with James in his wrinkled Hanes.
In his wrinkled
t-shirt.
Hanes T-shirt, begging for another chance, child. Yeah, I do. I have to rewatch that. I haven't, and
Yeah.
I have not. Well, yes.
I mean, like, I think to me, I was like, I want to rewatch something I know has a lot of episodes, something that I did love. Like, I love Scandal. I even stuck through the bad character arcs, like when she got kidnapped and all that crazy stuff.
Sorry.
Like, it started to get real left for a second, but
Yes.
I remember that the final season made me feel like it was all worth it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to, you know,
Right.
see what it's like to binge it with no commercials, too, because that was a network show.
Yeah.
So the kids don't know. On ABC, we was taking commercial breaks, refilling our wine and popcorn, getting back
Going
to
to the
it.
bathroom, coming back. It was a thing.
We only had 180 characters, no threads.
What's crazy is I'm annoyed by it now. When I see ads or anything, I'm like,
She
oh
is.
my
She was
God.
like, another ad?
Please. I'm so spoiled now. But yeah, I would definitely take a nice watch.
I just wanted to rewatch it on the show, and Grey's Anatomy, I just love myself
I'm gonna rewatch
too
it.
much.
I'm gonna rewatch it.
I want you to love yourself more.
I want to cry. Okay.
Well, baby, that's the one.
and it's always going to be the one. I refuse to do This Is Us again. Can't do it.
I think
I
Grey's
don't have
Anatomy is more brutal than This Is Us.
I don't. Well,
Meredith almost died 17 times. She lost 16 family members, 3 husbands.
Facts, but like Meredith dying was never a thing to me. Even when she got blown up by that bomb, whatever it was,
no, it's
Meredith. I knew Meredith was never going to die.
It's all the people who are dying
around her. That's what's sad. And so, like, when it's sad, and I feel the love. This Is Us is traumatic. I love it. I love the show. I loved it. I have never cried though. I can not cry for a few episodes here and there for Grey's Anatomy. This Is Us.
Really?
Oh, I cried every single episode.
You about to cry now? Just thinking about it.
Why they take his daddy like that?
His daddy was old, baby.
So, down to the last one, I have
cried.
I'm talking about bawling, like just sobbing.
Here's a pop quiz. Which show has a character narrate their own death while they're living through it?
Oh, well, yeah,
you want to talk about traumatic.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That's what makes me, guys.
I took a break when Derek died. When they killed Derek and Derek was alive.
Any surgery they want to put me under.
Surgery was happening. That's traumatic. George being in that bed and them not knowing it was George was crazy. The plane crash. Wow. Lexi and McSteamy have it like she's under a plane and she's dying. Crazy. McSteamy coming back to life.
And then dying the next day. It's
you
crazy.
Ain't gonna tell me that,
I mean, but some things are so ridiculous. Like a plane crash is ridiculous. On the show. I ain't talking about real life right now. Because real life, we don't know. I ain't going to talk about that.
This girl
but
is afraid
I have
to
a fear.
fly.
I have fear of flying,
and
guys.
She just let that conversation
and there's
come out
nothing
her mouth.
wrong with that. But when I'm watching a show where they're on a private plane and
Doctors
it goes
trying
down.
to save people.
And they all go down. And most of them are hurt. And Meredith is fine.
Meredith got 10 lives, child. She got more lives than a cat.
Yo, it's the fact that she was dead, kinda, during COVID and was meeting all her angels, and
all
then she
50,
still came back.
Her friends who done died.
Them niggas
before
was
her.
lined up at the
way
door
I
like, y'all gonna go see Meredith? Yeah.
Sloan Hospital. I would have put in my 2 weeks.
Baby, there's no way.
So quick. The gun shooter on the loose episode.
That also, I remember that.
You want to do all that again? Anyway, that's crazy.
I think I'm going to do that again.
That's crazy that she said, yep, I choose that
But
pain.
to the real warriors who are going to watch This Is Us again,
that
I will
might
say,
be me now that you said it.
Hell
Hulu has a setup that you can see the episodes based on the character. So there's a Randall column. So you just watch all the Randall episodes.
And cry even harder.
That's what I want to do. I want to watch them just like that. Because him and Beth also make me feel happy inside. It's not just sad. It's beautiful. Their love and their family and the girls. It just warms my little heart.
Niggas be going through shit. So I can't. That was tough. Maybe that's another thing. It's not enough black people. So I feel detached.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then you got My Wife and Kids. We'll watch that again. Just want to throw that out there. It's the best family sitcom for me personally.
Well, let's go move on to Before We Let Go.
Before we let you go.
Before we let you go.
Okay, we got some things to say to you so that we can leave off in a great mood and spirit. Let's hit it.
All right. My affirmation this week is something I heard just this Sunday while we were watching
sugar.
Sarah Jakes give her push through sermon. Sarah, girl, you be holding the girls down.
The way you are carrying me right now, you need an award. I need to give you all the things.
Girl,
all of it.
It's not even girl get up. It's not what I was gonna say. But that from then to now, you have saved I don't know how many of us during our hard times,
baby.
But when I think about this strike and just all the strikes happening and just everybody, it just push through feels like just an overarching affirmation that needs to be told right now, because I think a lot of people are having to push through hard times. Whatever that hard time may be, whether it's in your career or in your personal life or whatever, pushing through to get to the other side is so important, because even in her sermon, she talks about how a lot of times it's right when you're about to get something great that life comes and tries to throw you off course before you get there, and you just have to push through to the other side. And I think while you have to push through, it takes a level of confrontation. And I mean confrontation not in this terms of like fighting whoever you're mad at, but like confronting your feelings about what the hard part is. Whether it's I'm afraid, whether it's I'm sad, whether it's, you know, I feel like I have a lot of, you know, responsibilities and I don't know how to handle them all, or I'm not happy where I'm at. Like, you can just, if you just sit in that and don't do anything about it, you're never going to get to the other side of things. And I think that's why I thought of that metaphor, even because, like, that's what Hollywood is doing right now. The writers and the actors, they said we could just sit here and just take it, or we can push through to the other side by fighting and going on strike and doing what we have to do. And I think, like, for all of us, it's like, and there was a line in the sermon where she said, God cannot comfort what you don't confront.
Say it again, Sylvia.
God cannot comfort what you don't confront. You have to confront the hard feeling for him to even be able to help you.
Extend the comfort. Absolutely.
So confront it. Whatever it is that's the boulder standing between you and the other side of what you're trying to get through. Whatever you have to push through, you got to confront the boulder first. So that's my affirmation.
It's a great one. We watched a great sermon yesterday.
We did. We watched a great sermon together. It was so nice.
Because I've been watching sermons every day, child. But I was, you said, yep.
We're getting her lower.
Yeah. So I too have a quote from Sarah James Roberts,
my goodness.
but it's not from yesterday.
Okay.
It's something I heard actually my mom say on her show, and I don't want to explain much. It does have much to do with the strikes, and I think people who feel taken for granted in any situation.
Right.
So she said, if you cannot handle my no, it's because you're too comfortable abusing my yes. If you can't handle my no, it's because you are too damn comfortable abusing my yes.
That's a good one.
So that's one, and I hope, you know, you guys during the strike continue to say no matter how uncomfortable it makes other people feel. Stand in it, 10 toes down. And those of you who are going through your own personal battles, you need to start choosing yourself and extending those no's. Hand them out like pamphlets. No, absolutely not. It's not going to happen.
Out like dollar bills at a strip club.
And without explanation and without reason. You don't have to give everybody a reason why you are saying no. You could just say no.
It's a full sentence.
It's a full ass sentence. Put the period on it and move on. So yes, I'm glad that we were able to do that.
Because people don't deserve, if they can't respect your no, they don't deserve your yes.
Yes. And I know for a fact that people have been yesed out. Okay?
The year of yes,
the
baby.
Year of yes. But that year of yes needs to turn around and yes to you and how you feel and validate your feelings so that you can turn out them no's so that you can care for yourself.
Oh, that's right.
So yes, I 100% believe that we gave a great affirmation for the week.
Yes, we did, girl.
Okay.
So that's it for this week's episode, y'all.
Yes.
Make sure you come back next week for more Scottie and Sylvia.
This felt really good to do it together.
It felt really good to do it.
And that's all I will say.
Here together in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, God, help me. It just really felt good, guys.
Doesn't it feel great?
I love y'all.
Maybe we could do this more often.
It makes me happy.
If you want it to happen more often, at Scottie Beam. You know her handles.
Also,
at Shayla Scott.
Right. But also at my bank and say, hey.
At Wells Fargo.
Go ahead and at them and then send also a Zelle so I can pay for rent here.
All of those things.
Thank you.
You know, anyway.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Before you move on, if you like this episode, guess what? We have more for you.
Go on ahead and click on one of these videos for more Scottie and Sylvia.